What's going on YouTube? It's your boy camATL. Shout out to the DFS squad. Shout out to everybody watching this video right now. Drop a like down below because I already know you're gonna love it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's been a struggle the last few days for your boy. All right, the last few days have been a struggle for your boy. Okay, all the research in the world you can do just is not affecting anything right now. You know, you pay up for these guys in great spots in course, they get zeros, and then these people who are batting at the bottom of the order who you don't have end up being the ones to homer and stuff like that. But it is what it is. Hey, it's DFS. Keep your head up, keep grinding, and good things come. After every good streak we've had with the squad has been after a little bit of a down spurt. So I'm ready for that uptick here in trends. Let's go ahead and get it, man. Go to greenlightdfs.com to join the squad. We will have early slate and main slate today. So if you go to the website, you join up for MLB today, before early starts, you'll get early and main for the price of one. All right? Also, try out the MLB optimizer. Like the video down below, subscribe to the channel, comment anything down in the comment section to enter your name into the $50 giveaway that we do every single week on this channel. Thank you guys for joining me as always. Let's get straight into it. Now, starting off first pitcher, I will not be spending up for anybody today. I'm kind of going the mid-range route. That's my favorite route to kind of stick with. I'm going to go with Mikolas against Miami. It's in Miami. We already know. I don't have to explain this too much. Very pitcher-friendly ballpark. Miami's had moments where they're actually decent. But Mikolas is a solid pitcher, all right? He doesn't K a bunch of guys, but he holds their power rate down really low. He's only got a 104 ISO versus right-handed batters and holds righties to a 203 batting average, which is really, really good. And this Miami offense is mainly righties, so I love Mikolas. Next up, another mid-range guy that I love, Duffy. And the reason for the mid-range guys is because there's too many solid mid-range guys to spend all your money at pitching. I mean, might as well get the mid-range guys and then stack up those nice offenses like Toronto against Hess and stuff like that. So, but we'll get into it. Duffy against Detroit, absolutely love it. Duffy's got a better K rate than Mikolas does. 24% K rate versus lefties, 20% versus righties. Solid K rate throughout. This Detroit lineup strikes out a ton. They have over a 22% K rate versus lefties on average. They only have a 137 ISO versus lefties. This whole team throughout their careers are only hitting a 210 average versus Duffy throughout their careers. I love Duffy here in this one. Kansas City is favored to win this game. Also giving him the bump. Same thing with Mikolas. They are also favored. So I love Mikolas and Duffy. Very, very solid options at only the 7K range. Next up at third base, Vladimir Guerrero has him a powerful son. I remember when Guerrero first came up, he first got called up, he was struggling big time. And that happens. You know, all the nerves. Your father is this legend and you come up and everybody's expecting the world from you. It's gonna be a lot, right? So you're gonna struggle in the beginning, but he's definitely gotten it going, man. 192 ISO versus right-handed pitching. He's actually been hitting righties better than lefties. This Toronto offense is definitely one of the offenses I will be stacking up in this slate. I absolutely love the Toronto guys. They're actually solid prices throughout that order too. So Toronto and Minnesota are the offenses I will be definitely getting involved with. Vladimir at 4-2. He's been crushing righties. And the best part is Hess gives it up to righties. 286 ISO to right-handed batters. So expect Vladimir Guerrero to hit one out here in this very hitter-friendly ballpark in Baltimore. Next up, every time he faces a lefty, I just lock him in and then I move on. Nelson Cruz at 4-8. This dude is a legend when it comes to left-handed pitching. A 285 ISO versus lefties, a 402 WOBA versus lefties. And the best part, Malone cannot get righties out. 266 ISO and a 403 WOBA. Stacking up Minnesota and stacking up Toronto with Mikolas and Duffy is a recipe for success today. Obviously, you're going to want to study more and do all that. Go to greenlightdfs.com and I'll do that for you. But, you know, there's a lot to look into, so don't just settle on it. You know what I'm saying? Don't take this high five, plug them in, and just wing it. You know what I'm saying? If you agree with it, because this is the first look at the beginning of the day. After all day's research, things could change. If you agree, then by all means, roll with it. If you understand what I'm saying, if you know the numbers I'm bringing out to you, you agree with it, then roll with it. You know what I'm saying? But don't just listen to these guys out here putting advice on YouTube and just roll with it blindly. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people who don't really know what they're talking about that it could screw you just blindly rolling with things. I have been doing this for like 2.5 years, and, you know, I have a reputation, 10,000 subscribers, all that, but still, even I'm telling you, don't just roll with this high five and hope for the best. You know, either do some research and validate it, or, you know, agree with me. You know what I'm saying? Either way. But don't just close your eyes and just lock it in. You know what I'm saying? But I'm giving you valid points. That is why I come on here. I give you the numbers and all that. I don't just say, oh yeah, Nelson Cruz, like him. This guy, like him. This guy, like him. I'm going to give you the facts and the numbers behind why I like them. Okay? Nelson Cruz versus lefties, legendary. I just gave you the numbers. Malone can't get guys out. Stack Minnesota, stack Toronto. And part of that, you definitely want to get this other guy from Toronto, Randal Grichuk. Absolutely mashes right-handed pitching, 247 ISO. And for anybody who's new to DFS, or you're new to my channel, ISO, or you don't know what ISO is, that's isolated power. Okay, that's power. That is what you want to look at when it comes to home runs, stuff like that. And he definitely has potential to hit one today. 247 ISO versus right-handed pitching. And Hess, like we talked about before with Vladimir Guerrero, has a 286 ISO versus righties. Gives up a 286 ISO versus righties. Tons of power to right-handed bats for Hess. So, and it's a very hitter-friendly ballpark. So you definitely want Toronto, you definitely want Minnesota, and then you want McCullers and Duffy to round it out. And that's